Welcome back to the channel today, guys. We're going to talk about the VA Home Loan Reform Act of 2025 that was just signed. Again, it's going to be another podcast for you. I recommend you listen to it. It has some good info in there. Can't really do a quick wrap on this one or show you results at the end, but I did want to go ahead and make a video on this because I believe it is important and I don't want any veterans losing their homes. So as always, like, subscribe, appreciate it. And we'll get into the podcast, and I will see you on the next video.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. We cut through the noise to get you the crucial insights fast.
We do the digging, you get the clarity.
Today, we're jumping into the VA Home Loan Program Reform Act of 2025.
That's H.R. 1815, signed July 30th, 2025, by President Trump. A really significant piece of legislation.
Absolutely. And our mission today is to unpack it. We'll look at its, three core pillars.
Yeah.
And see how it affects veterans, the housing market, and even you, the taxpayer.
And the context here is just critical. This wasn't routine. It was an urgent response.
A response to what exactly?
To a policy crisis, really. A temporary program helping veterans avoid foreclosure. It just expired. And that left over 43,000 veterans suddenly at risk. Real risk of losing their homes. This act was meant to step into that gap quickly.
Okay, got it. So let's break it down. Pillar number one, the big one. The new VA partial claim program.
Right.
How does that actually work on the ground?
Well, the VA can now basically pay a chunk of a veteran's overdue mortgage payment directly to the lender.
Just enough to bring the loan current.
Exactly. And then the VA holds a lien on the property.
Okay, a lien. Does that mean more debt for the veteran?
Not exactly. It's a non-interest bearing. Think of it like a paused amount. It gets paid back, but without interest, usually when the house is sold or refinanced.
Okay, that's clear. Is there a limit?
Yes, generally up to 25% of the unpaid principal balance.
But I saw something about COVID.
Right. There's a special allowance up to 30% for delinquencies tracing back to that March 2020 to May 2025 period.
Gotcha.
And this is, it's a fundamental change for the VA.
How so?
They're shifting their whole approach. It used to be more about crisis management, like the old VASP program where they sometimes bought the entire delinquent loan.
Which just ended, right? May 1st, 2025.
Correct. This new partial claim model, it's more like crisis prevention. It's actually modeled on successful programs from the FHA and USDA.
So bringing VA in line with other federal housing agencies.
Precisely. They're adopting a proven tool that fills that gap VASP left. It's smarter. Often cheaper and definitely more humane than waiting for the crisis to explode.
Makes sense. Okay, let's pivot. Pillar 2 sounds like it addresses a real headache for veteran buyers.
The agent commission issue?
Right. The old VA rule often stopped veterans from paying their own agent's commission directly. How did that cause problems?
In competitive markets, it really put veterans at a disadvantage. Sellers might just skip over a VA offer if they thought it involved commission hassles.
So this change allows veterans to pay the commission directly.
Yes, permanently. It puts them on a level playing field, as the saying goes, removes that barrier.
Okay, that seems straightforward. Now, what about broader housing insecurity? Homelessness among veterans is still a huge issue.
It is. And that brings us to the third pillar. This act significantly boosts funding for the VA's Grant and Per Diem program, GPD.
How does GPD work?
It gives grants to community organizations, the ones actually on the ground, providing temporary housing and services to homeless veterans.
And the funding increase is substantial.
Oh, yes. The annual authorization jumps from $258 million up to $344 million for fiscal years 2025 and 2026.
Wow, that's a big jump. That translates to real help.
Absolutely. More beds, more services, more veterans getting a shot at stability. It's about, basic dignity.
So we see the benefits for veterans clearly. But you mentioned taxpayers earlier. How does this impact the budget? Seems like more spending.
You'd think so, right? But the nonpartisan CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, they actually projected something interesting.
What's that?
They estimate this law will decrease net government spending.
Decrease? How?
By about $147 million over 10 years, 2025 to 2035. The thinking is that preventing foreclosures and homelessness now through partial claims and GPD
is ultimately cheaper than dealing with the costs of those crises later.
Exactly. It's fiscally prudent, turns out.
A win-win then.
Or even a win-win-win for veterans, the housing industry, and taxpayers, which helps explain the really broad bipartisan support this got.
Yeah, you saw statements from President Trump calling it desperately needed relief.
And joint statements from congressional leaders, both sides of the aisle, highlighting how it helps veterans facing hardship. That kind of unity is pretty powerful legislative work.
So wrapping this up, this deep dive really shows the VA Home Loan Program Reform Act isn't just a patch. It feels like a significant modernization.
It absolutely is. Addresses immediate needs, but also strengthens the program's foundation for the long haul.
Makes a cornerstone benefit even stronger.
Definitely. Of course, the proof is in the pudding. Its success really hinges on smooth implementation now. Good collaboration between the VA and the mortgage servicers is key.
Right.
And maybe a final thought for you, our listener. Given that CBO projection, the cost savings, how might this idea of preventative spending shape how we approach other big federal challenges? Investing up front to potentially save much more down the road. It's a compelling idea to think about, isn't it?